from Athens to Corinth. Acts 17:16 through 34 describes Paul's preaching to the Athenians before his going to Corinth. Apparently, he did not plan to visit Athens at that moment, but went there with the help of some friends because of the opposition that he faced at Berea. Have you guys ever felt like that? Like you didn't want to go somewhere. Maybe you want to go to the closest place to go eat or something. And it's just like, oh no, but I may run into this individual. Or you just do run into that person and they say something either blatantly wrong and nasty, or either just on the sly and nasty, and you're like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have come, or just known enemies somewhere. Those who went with Paul to Athens returned to Berea with a command for Timothy and Silas to join him as soon as possible. Acts 17:15, Acts 17:16 through 34 is about what Paul does while waiting for them. He speaks about Jesus in the synagogue, the marketplace, and the Areopagus. He really couldn't stop talking about Jesus and took advantage of every opportunity to do it. What does Paul do when he arrives at Corinth and during his whole stay in that city? Paul went to Corinth during his second missionary journey. Luke informs us that Paul stayed there a year and a half. As usual, Paul begins his missionary activity at the synagogue. Acts 18:4 through 6, Acts 17:1 and 2 mentions that this was his custom. He followed the to the Jew first strategy, Romans 1:16, Acts 13:46, just as Jesus had commanded his apostles. See Acts 1:8. When finally Silas and Timothy joined him in Corinth, he was occupied with the word, testifying to the Jews that the Christ was Jesus, Acts 18:5. During his stay in Corinth, he was busy teaching the word of God, Acts 18:11. It was in this context, too, that he expressed those famous words that he was determined not to know anything among the Corinthians. Determined not to know anything among the Corinthians except Jesus Christ and him crucified. 1 Corinthians 2:2.